Hi, hello, good morning. Welcome to today's session. After completing a chapter from my history part, now I would like to start one more chapter from other part of our subject, that is political science. Second chapter from political science, it is federalism. So let us discuss an introduction about the chapter. In the first chapter, from the same political science part, we discussed and we came to know about the concept of power sharing. So democracy or democratic form of government always gives importance for upholding some of the important principles and ideals, that is equality, freedom, and most importantly the participation of people in all the levels of administration or all the stages of administration. People should not feel, people should not express that they are denied, they are neglected in expressing their assent or opinion. That's what in order to take the consideration of people, in order to consider the opinion of people, in order to make the involvement of people in all the stages of administration in democracies or democratic form of government, this concept, that is the concept of federalism or federalism concept, it clearly explains that the division of powers in modern democracy. So the division of powers in modern democracy itself is identified as federalism. Then question is, what is federalism? So federalism is a system of governance in which powers will be divided between, powers are going to be divided between two or more than two different established constituent units of the country. I repeat once again, federalism is system of governance where all the kind of administration is going to be carried out by or through two or more than two different constituent units. Constituent unit means established administrative body in the country. It is federalism. Federalism ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ. ಈ ತತ್ವ, ಈ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರ ಆಶೋತ್ತರಗಳು, ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರ ಪಾತ್ರ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ತತ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳನ್ನು ಎತ್ತಿ ಹಿಡಿಯುವ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಫೆಡರಲಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫೆಡರಲಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ. ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಈ ತತ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ ಅಂದರೆ, ಆಡಳಿತಾತ್ಮಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಎರಡು ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಂವಿಧಾನಾತ್ಮಕ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಅನ್ವಯ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆಡಳಿತಾತ್ಮಕ ಅಂಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಚಿಕೆಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಹಂಚಿಕೆಯಾದಂತಹ ತತ್ವ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತವನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಫೆಡರಲಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್, deep and detailed about federalism by discussing features of federalism. First feature is there will be two or more levels, tiers of government. There will be two or more than two levels of government. First feature of federalism, two or more than two levels of government. Levels. Just recall in the previous chapter, in the last topic or concept from the chapter, we discussed forms of power sharing. Forms of power sharing. There we discussed clearly powers are going to be shared in among or in between different levels of the government we discussed. Recall the same point. In India, the administrative body established or which is supervising to provide all the administrative subjects responsible or applicable to entire nation, it is identified as union government or central government or national government. The government which is established to particular region or to particular states, their work is going to be limited to the region and to the state. Hence, they are going to be identified as regional governments or state governments. So now, how many levels are there? Two levels. So along with this, federalism clearly explains to the entire nation, only one administrative unit or administrative body will be not administering. Along with that, more than two different levels of governments will be there. Then take an example of Belgium. So Belgium is one of the nation which became role model for sharing the powers. So in Belgium, we came to know that there was central government. Along with central government, there was state government also. So along with central government and state government, there was another level of government, that is community government. So here two or more. So Belgium, it became successful in sharing the powers or in dividing the powers between different established constituent units. Take an example of Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka, it gave only provision for establishing central government. There was no any such regional governments in Sri Lanka. So that's why comparing to Sri Lanka, comparing to Belgium, it became successful in sharing the powers, considering the people, assuring people equality, accepting the people's assent, opinion and others, and whatsoever the administrative means and measures introduced in Belgium, it will be always in favor of people. Whereas in the case of Sri Lanka, it only went with giving importance to particular. That's why still Sri Lanka is facing the problems. So first feature of federalism is there will be two or more than two different tiers or levels of governments in federalism. So second feature and other features we will discuss in tomorrow's session. So take care of yourself, stay at home, stay safe.